Welcome to the first annual Tech Town in San Antonio, where we're going to have a bunch of different. I should talk to the cameras because there's actually about 20 people in the room, which the cameras can't see. But we're going to be interviewing about 6 or 7 different companies here in San Antonio, Texas. And I really wanted to thank Rob Leguest for inviting us and getting this all arranged. We're here in the headquarters of Rackspace, and yesterday we got a tour, so there'll be a separate video of Rackspace's tour, which was a lot of fun. But who are you?
I'm Blake Wenzel, one of the co-founders of Kulabyte, a new emerging technology company out of San Marcos, Texas. And yeah, so we're local.
And so what does Kulabyte do?
Kulabyte is a technology company, and we actually produce products that allow people to deliver live HD broadcasts to the web. So they get their HD content out there to a bigger audience, a global audience.
That's where I heard about Kulabyte, because we were at MySpace a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you were the technology partner with MySpace, broadcasting some sort of concert from Iraq, right?
Right, yeah. On Monday, just a couple of days ago, we did a project called Operation MySpace. It's a concert that they've been planning for 3 years, that they broadcast out of Kuwait. Did a satellite feed over to California, and then from there we encoded it and distributed over Akamai, I'm sure you know, as the CDN, and they hit 2.7 million viewers that day.
Wow. So they're taking the 1080p signals off of their HD cameras, right? And putting it on satellite, you bring it down, and then you're encoding it live and throwing it out at what, 720p or
we're doing enhanced resolution. They wanted to do 480p, 16 by 9, so it's 848 by 480.
16 by 9 for those who don't know is wide format.
Yeah, they streamed their high quality stream at 1300 kilobits, which to everybody that's small enough to fit over a cable modem or a high DSL connection. So almost everybody could get it. Anybody that had a high speed internet connection could receive that.
Yeah, a lot of my friends were watching and they said it was awesome quality, and it only buffered where they were a couple times out of the whole concert, which was really great. So what is that? So you make a box that sits next to the TV track or whatnot?
Yeah, well, we sit in between the feed that's coming in, your source feed, and the outbound to people like to use big CDNs to cover their events, because the networks are flexible. If you want to do a small event, they'll cover you. If you want to go to 3 million people, they'll cover you. So we sit in between.
CDN is a way to distribute the video out to the world, right, on the internet, like Akamai is the famous one.
Right.
So because if you have the little box and then 1 million people are trying to hit your laptop, everything will melt down, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And also, if you're in India, you want to have the same experience that you have in Silicon Valley or in New York, right? But you're the guy who encodes it and throws it to Akamai, right?
Right. Yeah, we're the guys that make it go from this huge data rate. We like to use analogies. It's like taking the Titanic, and putting it into a Corona bottle and shipping it, and then once it gets to the other side, it blows back up to the Titanic again. So we actually are in the business of saving people money. When you compress the video down to such a small data rate, you can deliver to many more people for a lot less money, because just like you said before, that bandwidth is expensive.
Yeah, a lot of people who haven't done HD video maybe are going to get into the market soon, because these cameras are coming down in cost. And we're shooting on pretty nice HD cameras, but this video right now is not compressed. And if we tried to put it out on the internet, everything would melt down, because an hour of video here is gigabytes, right?
Right.
And so you need to compress it. Well, Rocket, if you come and visit Rocket Studio, when he's compressing it, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
You can't do it live on his machines, but your machine can do it faster than live. Or tell me a little bit about how fast it works.
We're really focused on just live delivery. So this production could actually be broadcast live in real time. Yeah. You could hook up one of our products to the camera straight from the camera, and feed that into to a CDN and, you know, broadcast globally.
Yeah. But you have some video running here up behind us, and this stuff is really high quality. You don't get, if I hook up Rocky's cameras to, you know, like Ustream or Justin TV or one of these streaming things, you don't get this kind of quality.
Yeah, sure. This is not what people are used to. You know, they're used to saying, you know, web video looks like, you know, YouTube or Justin TV, or that's what they use as a reference. We're trying to change that. We're, you know, all HD. You know, and when we say HD, we just mean higher definition. You know, enhanced definition like 480p, even all the way up to 720p. And now with the H.264 becoming a standard for, you know, flash delivery, 1080p is also possible.
Yeah. And so how much is this box? I heard it was like $30,000.
Yeah, if you want to do the big production, it's $30,000 is what our starting cost is for the turnkey. We do sell a portable solution, which is $25,000, and that'll allow you to just take a, you know, it's basically a laptop with our software configured on it,
yeah.
Turnkey box, and you can, you know, take it out to a portable, you know, and take it to an event and broadcast your events from there out to the world.
Can this box take multiple videos from, let's say, NBC, CBS, and CNN and encode this all at the same time? Or is it one stream per box?
Well, what we do is one stream per box, but our customers normally have a mixer that's in front that they'll take multiple camera shots, yep, and mix that into one broadcast feed, and that's what they give us. And then we'll either have one server per channel or two servers per channel, which the high broadcast end, they like redundancy. You know, they want that high availability. They don't want anything to go wrong. Yeah. So that's how our configuration works.
Okay. And if I needed to export live streams for not just 720p, which would look really great,
yeah,
but on the web, but like an iPhone, for instance, you can't deal with that kind of streaming quality, right? So you need to do a separate stream for an iPhone or a Nokia customer, and for an Apple TV, you might need something else. Can you export different kinds of streams, or would you need a separate box for each one of those?
For the live, you do need a separate box for each one of them. But from the transcoding standpoint, so if you had one stream coming in, you could, you know, repurpose that and compress it down to smaller for a non-live feed afterwards. But if you want to do a live feed, you need one box for each one of the resolutions.
Right. And if I wanted to do real live instead of my little cell phone,
yeah,
right, live HD video, what else do I need to have as far as infrastructure behind you? So do I need to have streaming video servers at Akamai, or how does that, what do you guys hand off to them? Because it's not a file, right? It's
right.
It's a streaming video.
So everything before is, you know, however you want to produce the feed, you know, be it a mixer, like some of the products, like NewTek has the TriCaster, to actually output that feed, and that's what we're required to come in. So we'll take that live feed and then we'll produce a stream. It's getting a little technical, but the Adobe protocol, you know, we use Flash to do all our distribution, and they use a protocol called RTMP. So it kind of wraps it up into a stream format that allows us to connect to all the major CDNs like Akamai and Limelight, and even to some of the custom ones that just use the Adobe Flash Media 3 server that just got released about a month ago. Yeah. So, and then from there, you know, they take care of it from there. As long as you have an account with them, they'll.
Very cool. Now, do you just supply the boxes, or do you also have teams of people that go and help do these broadcasts live?
Well,
in other words,
right now we kind of do both, because you know, just getting started, and you know, this was our first big event with the MySpace operation. And so right now we're in a really hands-on support type of role. So the MySpace event that we did, business-wise, it was an event coverage that we went out there. We took our boxes out there. They didn't buy the boxes. It was kind of a pilot program. They want to see how it went before they actually invested the money in the hardware. So we went out there and we did the whole production. We had a team out there working and making sure everything's running throughout the whole event. So.
Now, you don't have a box here because they're out in the field there in Kuwait or wherever. But what do you have here on the?
This here is just a screenshot of the GUI. Okay. So this is what it looks like to the compressionist. You know, if he's sitting down at the server or at the laptop, this is what he's looking at. Okay. And then, you know, you basically configure your options here and hit encode. And it goes, I mean, it shoots it off to, as long as you have an internet connection between your server, your laptop, and the publishing point,
Now, is there an indicator that tells me that this is all working great? Or if something in your box starts going bad, is there something here that will say, hey, we're not working anymore, so you better turn on the backup?
Yeah, well, what's great about the about doing live videos, you'll know exactly what's going on. We usually use the
people start calling me, going, "Hey, your feed's down."
Well, the diagnostic that we use is the network monitor in Windows, and you can monitor exactly what's going on with the stream output, because you're only outputting one stream. Because all you need is that one to get to that connection. So it's not necessarily reflecting how many people are logging on or off. So it's a very good diagnostics of what's going on with the stream.
How does this compare to what competition's doing? You probably have competitors, I know about a few of them, and certainly you guys are, I think, dramatically lowering the cost of doing this, aren't you? I mean, this is, you used to need a lot more equipment than this to do this kind of compression. But you haven't been able to do this kind of quality live before, have you?
No, and I'll explain why. There's technology behind this company, and that's where it gets interesting. We're actually able to process a live stream in asynchronously, which means we can do it take as long as we want. Pretty much, we do multi-core processing. We also do other techniques such as live 2-pass VBR, which is not done in the industry now.
What does 2-pass mean?
Yeah,
just real briefly, without going too geeky, because Rocky could talk about that for hours, right? But
right.
Rocky's my producer behind the camera.
Well, the best way to describe it is normally when you're not doing live video, you have an encoding protocol. Say you open up an Adobe application or Microsoft's application. You have a couple different options to encode your video with, and if you're doing offline transcoding, you're always picking 2-pass VBR because it'll give you the best quality, and you can stream that later. But when you go to live video encoding, you pretty much have to use 1-pass CBR for the delivery network, and which is fine, but you're not going to get the qualities that we're getting now. So the first thing is the 2-pass that gives us the quality. The next thing is that we're multi-threaded, so we can use all the processing power on your boxes to make sure there's no drop frames, for instance. So that's where you get that additional quality, and we're able to process higher resolution video, and that's why we can do the HD as opposed to what couldn't be done before.
Oh, cool. As the world goes more and more HD, you're gonna make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So we need some of these boxes ourselves so we can do new kinds of experiences for our users. So
Yeah, great.
thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.